Hey everybody, it's Alan from Diabolical Inc. We are excited about our new products for the INEOS Grenadier vehicle. This is our drawer system that can also double as a slide floor only. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna show you how to install it. We're gonna show you the features of it to where this is a multi-function drawer system. As you can see, it bolts right in and it makes the back end completely level with the back seats folded flat, so you can use it as a sleep platform when you're out on the trails or overlanding. So again, this is the INEOS Grenadier drawer system from Diabolical Inc. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the drawer system in the Grenadier. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna come to your 4 D-ring bolts. You're gonna pull, with a T40, you're gonna pull the rear bolt on the rear D-rings, and you're gonna pull the forward bolt on the forward D-rings. That lines us up with our slide floor that's gonna go in. We supply longer bolts, so it works. That's leaving the old D-rings in place. If you wanna remove them completely, that's okay. The beauty with our slide floor is the bottom flat piece that sits on your floor completely covers this area, so you don't have to worry about dirt, trash, anything falling down into these large grooves for your D-rings. They'll be completely covered. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the drawer system. I've got the bolts already out. Again, it's the rear bolts at the rear D-ring and the forward bolts at the forward D-ring, and then we're gonna just slide the unit into place. It is aluminum, it is still a little heavy, but it's not that bad to do it. As you can see, I've already got the side walls of the drawer and the faceplate attached. Just makes it a little bit easier. You can do it inside the vehicle. You'll see in our previous step how to install that. But this is just gonna slide right in, fits into the plastic floor for the cutouts. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up just a little bit. These are the 4 bolts, large washers that hold it in place. This is a 13mm socket. So this is where when you got T-Rex arms, it's a little hard, but I'm going to just get up like this. You can do it from the back door too if it's easier. And we're just gonna put the bolt in place. All right, so what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna line up your forward bolt hole by the seat with this, meaning if you've gotta lift it up a little bit to get it over, you'll see that it fits in. The plastic kind of matches up with these for the grooves. And we want to drop this bolt into place and start threading it in. Do it by hand, make sure there's no tension on it. And we want to go to about 60% tight on it, just so it holds it in place. And it clears the slide when we push it back so we can do the front bolts. So we want to get it down a little bit more to where it's just contacting the washer. Right about there. That way we can still adjust. So now I'm going to switch over to the other side. And you can see how we're lined up. We're going to do the same thing, drop another longer bolt down in. Start it by hand, get a couple of threads, and then go ahead and start tightening that down just to where it started. This way I've got the adjustability. I'm gonna push the drawer out while I'm in here. It's just a little bit easier because the bolt drops down just on the front side of the tray. So we're gonna drop that bolt down in, maybe move it over just a little bit, just so the bolt goes in nice and easy. Get a couple of threads turned on it. Get it down a little bit more so it clears the tray for the final adjustment. Sorry if it's a little noisy, clanging the ratchet. Okay, we're down. It's still a little bit loose. I can move the washer. That's good. Now we're gonna switch over to the other side. You can actually drop the bolt down in. You may have to move the tray a little bit. It is tight, so the key is be able to go in from the front. You know, if you're easily kneeling on this, it's a lot easier. It is all a tight fit back here when you're doing this, but it does go in pretty easy. So without tightening it all the way up, what we want to do is now, with the help of somebody to help out, is I'm going to move out of the way, and what we want them to do is go ahead and push the tray in and out a couple of times. That way it kind of centers everything on the side frames and gets everything nice to where you don't have any binding in the drawer itself. Oh, pull back out. Let me go down a little bit more. Make sure we're good on that side too. Okay. Do a couple of times. So if there's no binding on that, we're going to leave that as good. And we're going to tighten down the bolts all the way. And just hand tight. These don't need to be torqued. You know, if you can tighten it up with one hand, and as you feel it get kind of snug, you're good. It's not going anywhere. So then lean forward, do the two front ones. And we're gonna be good just like that. Now we'll put the tops on and finish up. So one thing that's really cool about our drawer system is it's full width, it's full depth. It's not two individual drawers that are 3/4 inch plywood or 1/2 inch that takes up a lot of extra room, and you can't put bigger stuff in it. As you see here, just for demonstration purposes, we put in a couple of the supplied dividers in a certain location. You'll see that they bolt onto the rear of the tray and on the floor with a couple of carriage bolts coming up through. That adds more rigidity to the drawer itself, to the tray, and keeps these from bouncing around when you're out on the trail, so you don't hear any movement in any of the metal parts. So again, this is our sidewall and the faceplate already installed. So what we're gonna do now is show you how easy it is. You can go from a slide out tray, so like if you want to put a full-size fridge in here, you can do that with this by just pulling off the two top panels. The two top panels are held in place with spin knobs, so it makes it real easy to install it, take it off, use it like this if you need to as a tray. You want to use it as a sleeping compartment, put the tops back on. So this is how easy these go in. So this is the forward one. It's got the large down bend. That's so it keeps people from being able to reach in from behind the seats into the drawer. We've got two crossbars on here for rigidity. And what this is gonna do is you're gonna set it in place over the top, and you're gonna get the PEM studs to drop into place. So get this one lined up. It drops in just like that. It is a little bit adjustable front to back. So I'm gonna set it to where we've got about 3/16 of an inch between here. That allows the rear panel to drop in place easier. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these spin knobs and washers, and you're gonna reach in and install these on the PEM studs. You can see how that goes right on like that. And we're going to spin it all the way down and tight to hold that position. Get that snug down. I like to go from side to side just so it's easier. Sorry for the noise in the background. We got people working in the building. So kneel up if you got short arms like me. Reach in. Put that on. I like putting the washer in with it too. You don't have to. Just makes it easier if you're gonna pull it off, that there's a large washer in there, help holding everything solid. And if you notice on the outside, we still have tie-down rails attached to the sidewalls. That's so you can bungee gear, table, camp chairs, whatever you want, to the folding top and have it all in place and secure. So this is the rear panel. Again, you can see how we've got the cross bracing to keep it from bowing. This is, again, all aluminum. That's what sets us apart from everybody else also, is the rigidity of it. It's lighter weight. It's the ability to take it apart, more function. You see the PEM studs here that are pressed in. You'll see a little indentation notch on this end, but not this end. This means this is where it goes in the middle of the drawer unit. So again, this will drop into place. Just like that. I'm gonna pull the drawer out and put my other spin knobs in. Again, washers and nuts. Originally, when we designed this, it was it was a drawer unit without a faceplate, and then we realized that a lot of people want to be able to make sure that it's locked up. So we created the faceplate that bolts right to the tray and has a pull handle and 2 locks. So that way, no matter what, you can lock your gear completely in the drawer itself, keeping it safe and secure, even if somebody was to break into the vehicle. Put the washer on, one hand, reach in, feel the PEM stud, tighten it up. This is gonna slide in, and it goes under and it locks. And this is where, if you see that you've got an overhang on this, that means you just need to adjust the tops back that way. Because the part of our design is this down bend will actually rest on here and add extra stability on the back edge of the drawer unit for when you're climbing in and out, if you're gonna use it as a sleep platform. But now you can lock it, it's fully secure. You can sleep in the back end, you can put all your gear in it. We haven't made wings for it just because just filling this area right here is actually kind of difficult to be how do you attach to it. But it might be something down the road that we're able to figure out, and that way you can be pretty much straight and flat over. On this side, you only go about 2 inches and that's it. And on the other side, it's just a couple more inches on the side. But other than that, a sleep platform, inflatable mattress, or a regular mattress will fit on this just fine. And again, if you're not wanting to use the tie-down rails, you can actually disconnect these and take them off if you want to. Okay, so one of the things that we get asked about all the time is dimensions, specifications, all that stuff. So these are heavy-duty 500-pound slides. They're 225-pound rated each side. So an aggregate 500 pounds. Again, this is aluminum for the drawer, for the lightweight and the rigidity of the structure with everything that bolts together. So from the inside of the drawer tray, you're gonna have 38.5 inches in width, and depth you're going to be right at 32.5. So that lets you know what you can use if you want to use it as individual gear going in. Again, you can set the dividers in any which way you want. We're also coming out with a horizontal divider that has 3 lock-in positions, or you can put it to any position where it's got the round holes on the vertical part of the tray. That way, if you've got longer gear bags that you need, you can go left to right. You're not limited front to back. On the inside of the tray, you have right at 6 inches of available height for your gear on the inside. And then the overall dimensions, and these are double lock-in, lock-out slides. So the overall dimension is you're right at 7 inches, 7.25 inches in height to the top of the removable panels, and that is perfectly with the seats folded down for sleep configuration or just carrying larger stuff. The overall dimensions on the unit is 41.5 wide and 33.5 deep. And we'll get some pictures and add in how much depth you have available off of the doors when they're closed. So if you want to run a MOLLE set or anything else on the back of the vehicle, it still works up to a certain depth.